everybody, welcome back to Crafting and Crime Daily. I am your host, Rebecca, and I recap life trials. I am currently covering the trial of Hannah Gutierrez Reed for involuntary manslaughter that stemmed out of the accidental discharge of a weapon by Alec Baldwin on the movie set of Rust, a Western. That, as a matter of fact, the plot line of this Western was a child who was on trial for manslaughter when he accidentally shot someone. And Rust, his grandfather, rides into town on his horse and tries to rescue him from the bad guys. Anyway, I don't know if this movie it, I don't know where it's at. Following the shooting of Helena Hutchins and her demise, she passed away. Her husband stepped in. The production shut down for quite a while, but then when it resumed, he stepped in and he was the producer of the rest of the film. So they finished shooting it, and that finished in 2023 sometime. I want to say April of 2023. I don't know if the movie has ever been released. I don't know where they're at with that, but they did finish shooting the movie. So, but probably not with the original employees because they're all suing each other. Apparently, we're going to hear about more lawsuits today. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. It's right down there, and the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. So we're going to get into it, but stick around to the end. If you're a diamond painter, I've got an unboxing for you at the end of some stuff I got from Diamond Painting Drills, you guys. So excited. I haven't opened it yet, so stick around to the end for that. Because we don't have a very long show today. The prosecution has rested their case. And today, as I'm speaking to you now, they got a late start. The judge told the jury to come in at 10, and the defense is putting on their case now as we speak. So, who did we hear from yesterday? At the end of the testimony on Monday, no, wait a minute, today's Tuesday. At the end of the testimony on Friday, I'm thinking, where is the evidence of this cocaine? Because not only is Hannah Gutierrez Reed charged, she was the armorer on the set, she is charged with involuntary manslaughter that would be stemming from her negligence having to do with her duties on the set, and that's to keep everybody safe. And that didn't happen. So she's also charged with tampering with evidence, and it has to do with a bag of cocaine that she had that she gave to another person. So we finally get to hear from this other person. Yeah. So this other person comes in, and I don't know what her name is. It's not really relevant here. A recovering addict. She was she worked for craft services is what she did, but she said she was everybody's mom on the set. She brought band-aids and chapstick and sunscreen. I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's what the other lady did. That's what the medic did. You do it too? Okay, we got two mamas on the set. Anyway, I was everybody's mom on the set. So the night after that night of the shooting, everybody's back in their hotel and they're staying with Hannah because she's very upset. And she gets a call, and the person that's with Hannah says, I gotta go run an errand. Can you come stay with her? So she said, yeah, I'll come stay with her. So she goes and she's staying with Hannah. And Hannah says, hey, can you hold on to something for me? And she's like, yeah, sure. And so Hannah hands her this bag. So she leaves. Now, she leaves her alone. I don't know why. And it comes out later that it was during this visit with Hannah at the hotel room that she informs Hannah that Helena Hutchins passed away. Then she leaves. What a friend. What kind of mom leaves you? Hey, that person that you're all distraught about, she died. Bye. Because you gave me a bag of cocaine. So she leaves with this bag she's holding, and there are police officers actually outside in this hotel. I don't know what kind of hotel it is. I don't know if it's like one of those motels that everything's outdoors. I don't know. But she gets about 20 feet from the door that she exited of this hotel room, and she sees a trash can and she throws it away. She looked at it first. She looked to see what it is, and she said she described that there was a baggie, and inside the clear baggie was a green baggie, and she knows that to be cocaine. Okay. How do you know that? Well, because I'm a recovering addict. I've been sober for 30 years. So you haven't seen cocaine in 30 years. Oh yeah, I've seen it. So she throws it away because she don't want this to affect her sobriety. And I suspect she don't want to get caught with it because the police are out there in the hallway. She throws it away. Now I don't know how the prosecution learned about all this. I have no idea how this all came about. But then on cross examination, it comes out that could that have been meth? Could have been. How do you know it was cocaine? Because I know cocaine when how do you know it wasn't powder? How do you know it wasn't sugar? She's like, it wasn't sugar. Okay. But you don't know that it was cocaine. No, I don't know for sure that it was cocaine. Okay. How can you convict somebody on that? Really, that's it. That's the testimony. I mean, I guess enough to get it to a jury, but I don't know. Whatever. So then we get the testimony that we have all been waiting for. Seth Kenny, yes, the guy that provided the props for this movie. He's the owner of PDQ Props, and he provided all of the weapons, some real, some replicas, but he provided everything. All the Well, I don't know about all the ammo. Some of the ammo came from his company. Then we learn later on that some of it came from a guy named, I wrote it down, hold on, Billy Ray, who also sold ammo. He had a prop company in Albuquerque, and he happened to have some of the rounds that was needed on the set of Rust. Apparently, these rounds are very, very difficult to come by, these 45 long rounds, and they were all being used simultaneously on this set of Yellowstone 1883 that was being shot in Texas. And the armorer on that set was Hannah's father, and the prop company was PDQ Props. Katseni. Seth. What did I just say? Seth Kenny. Okay. And so these were the filming. He said they hadn't actually started filming, but when Russ started filming, the timing, they weren't really going on simultaneously, but they were going on anyway. Hannah needed the ammo on the set of Rust, so I don't know if they were wrapping up filming. He doesn't remember, but he said he was asked about live rounds. So he said, what happened with the live rounds is that on this set of 1883, the director actually set up this outdoor range on his own property in Texas. And they took all the actors off the set over to this place that they had set up. And it was at this place that they taught them how to use live rounds. Not that they were going to use them on the set, but they wanted to know what it felt like, the kickback and all that stuff of a live round. So but he doesn't. He said the live rounds did go back to his company. What was left of the live rounds went back to his company, 150 of them. But he's hazy on the timing of that. He's not sure when they got back, and he doesn't even know how they got back to PDQ Props in Albuquerque. What, because he made several trips back and forth between Texas and Albuquerque, and he doesn't recall on which trip that that happened to fall on. But he said that on October 12th, he supplied a single box of dummies. So he returns from this set of 1883 on October 11th with rounds. And he had Sarah Zachary set up an appointment with her to come the next day to pick up these 45 long rounds that they had. Well, he actually didn't really have any, but what he did was he took some really, really old ones and he started cleaning them up. and he got them all cleaned up, and that's what he gave her when she showed up. He did. He was asked about the dummy rounds that were in the belts, the gun belts that Hannah provided, and he said, "Were you aware that she provided those?" And he said, "Oh yeah, we were counting on her to provide those because we didn't have what they needed to be in those gun belts, the dummies, because they have to apparently look authentic." Now, I've never watched a western where I looked that closely at what was in a gun belt. Seriously. Um, but they want it to look authentic. So he's taken these old dummies and he's cleaning them up and he gives them to Sarah. And he says, "At no time did I ever give any live rounds to the set of Rust." And they went through photos of live rounds that the police took possession of when they searched his prop company. And he said, yes, those are live rounds, but they don't match the live rounds that were found on the set of Rust. They don't look anything like the rounds that were found in his business. Now, I don't know if you recall, I showed some pictures that the police took when they searched his business. That place was just a mess. And he says it's kind of, he made an excuse. He said, and it's when he said it, I thought, well, that makes sense. If someone wants to break in there, they're going to think, oh, there's nothing here. It's just a mess. They're not going to see like these, because he says, the kinds of guns that we have, they're real guns and people would like to have them. People would love to have those things out on the street, but we have to protect them. So, does that make sense? It did to me. I'm like, oh, okay. But this guy's a charmer. Like, he's so relaxed on the stand. At one point, the prosecutor asked him to read something that she put up on the screen, which they have a screen right in front of them. And he's looking at it and he's squinting and he takes his glasses off. And she's like, "Do you need some readers?" "No, no, I've got a new prescription. And, I can't, it makes me a little dizzy. And look, oh my God, I got raccoon eyes. What the heck?" Put those glasses back on, Rebecca. Anyway, so just a cool cucumber, really cool cucumber. And he said, it started because he's very good friends with Thel Reed. Thel Reed. I finally figured out what the heck this guy's first name is. I kept thinking they said Del, Yell, Hell. I don't know what they were saying. Reed. It's Thel, Thell, Thel Reed. So I looked Thel Reed up. He's Hannah Gutierrez Reed's father. He's in his 80s. And in fact, they said the Seth said that when they were working on the set of 1883 Texas, he said it was so hot, and he says this guy's pushing 80, and he was not doing well in the weather, so he had to help him. But I looked him up, and he's like this famous quick draw, quick draw. He's like the famous, he's quickest draw in the world. Yeah, and a really good armor apparently. So he was asked, the day of the shooting, were you contacted? He said, well, yes, I was. Sarah Zachary contacted me. So he explained that she was his contact on the set. He did not like to go to these sets. He wasn't needed. He didn't want to be there. So on this set, she was his contact. So essentially, she worked for him, but she also worked for the production company there. But anyway, she had two jobs. She contacted him afterwards, and immediately he tried to contact Thel Reed, couldn't get him on the phone, and he texted him, and there was some text back and forth, but because of hearsay, we don't know what if anything was said between the two of them. And I'm wondering now, is because the prosecution is rested without putting Thel Reed on the stand. So is the defense going to put Thel Reed on the stand? And I think they probably are, because if is he still alive? I don't know. But in any case, he admits that Hannah Gutierrez Reed filed a lawsuit against him. And we don't know what for that, because there was an objection. They go sidebar because he was asked what's the status of that lawsuit, and he said something about the complaint, and then they go sidebar. When he comes back, he admits that the lawsuit was dismissed. Now that doesn't mean it was dismissed because it didn't have any merit. When you settle a case, then the lawsuit gets dismissed, voluntarily dismissed by whoever filed it, because you've settled the case. So we don't know if that was a dismissal by the court or maybe not stating a proper cause of action. There's 100 reasons why you could have a case dismissed. Or is it a voluntary dismissal because they settled between the two? I don't know. I'd love to know that, but we may never know that. Did Hannah get any money from Seth Kenney for ruining her career? So Seth was asked, did you want her fired? Isn't it true you wanted her fired? He goes, just like that. Well, that's a difficult question. So he answers it by saying, I didn't think she was doing a good job with props. She was doing a fabulous job being an armor. That's what I heard. She was doing a great job being an armor, but not so great with props. Um, that's such a cop out. It really is. It's a cop out. So then he said he realized after this lawsuit was filed by Hannah. Well, actually, he first realized it when he watched on this morning show. He turned on the morning show. He didn't say which one. Good Morning America, something. He turns it on, and Fel Reed is on there with Hannah Gutierrez Reed, and they're trying to place blame here and there. They're shifting the blame everywhere, as they should, because there was a lot of blame to go around here. And then he realizes, oh my God, they're, they're, they're trying to blame me for this. And then he really realizes it when this lawsuit gets filed against him. So he realized that they were trying to cast aspersions at that trying to insinuate the live rounds came from him. And he goes, those live rounds did not come from me. Well, what's he going to say? Oh, yeah, they came from me. No, he's never going to say that. No. So he admits. That he was frustrated with her. He goes, but if I really wanted her fired, I could have had her fired. I could have got her fired. What a cocky guy! He was cocky. He really was. But likable. I'm sure the jury probably liked the guy by the end of this thing. Anyway, so they also put on a witness sometime during the day who was a still photographer. And her job was to just take photographs of everything behind the scenes. Sometimes there would be employees within the scene, sometimes just the actors, sometimes the actors and the employees. So she did get a few shots of Hannah on the set. And that was her testimony. They zoomed in on one of the shots where you see Hannah on the set and she's got a gun belt like strapped over her shoulder. And so they zoomed in on the rounds that were in the gun belt. Okay. I don't know what this means, but then they put on an expert at the end of the day. This was their last witness. They put on this expert who testified. He actually watched all this footage, this behind the scene footage, these still photographs, and he analyzed it all like frame by frame, and where you could zoom in and see these different rounds of bullets. And I don't know that left any. I mean, it was very complicated, a very long testimony, and I don't know that would have been my last witness, to be honest with you. So that's the prosecution's case. Yep. What do we know? That she was pretty sloppy on that set. Was she using cocaine while she was on the set? Was she using some kind of drug while she was on the set? I remember when I covered the case of, oh God, I don't remember that crazy woman's name, where she killed the guy in the basement, her boyfriend in the basement, after they had been on this meth bender for several days. And I remember them showing the meth sitting on the dresser in the basement, and it was in a little green baggie. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe it could have been meth. So was she using meth? Was she using cocaine? Wow, I don't know. Was she doing her job properly as an armor? The truth is, somehow several live rounds that they found later on, total of 6 live rounds were found on that set. Where did they come from? At this point, I don't know. Does the jury know? They could have come from Hannah. They could have come from Seth Kenney. They could have come from Hannah's father. They could have come from Billy Ray. Where did they could have come from the guys that were doing the filming that walked off the set. It could have come from Sarah, Zachary, who didn't like Hannah Gutierrez. I mean, what was going on here? What the heck? And God bless this jury having to sort this out. Oh, anyway. Okay, now it's time. So I will cover today's testimony in tomorrow's show. The defense's case. I don't know how long their case is going to be. Um, I suspect not long. That maybe that's why she had the jury show up at 10, or maybe she had the jury show up at 10 today because she wanted to go over jury instructions with the lawyers or something. You never know. But if they did go over jury instructions, she didn't show it. It wasn't filmed. So let me show you what I got from Diamond Painting Drills. And the link to this company, Diamond Painting Drills, is down in the description. Check them out. If you use my link, if you go to that site using my link and you happen to have something that falls into your cart and you make a purchase, I do make a commission. So, but these, oh, I bought these. This is to go in my, that long painting that I have. Yeah, the the 5 foot painting. Yeah, because it just screams that it needs this in here. So let me show you. Uh, I'm so excited for this. I'm really excited. These are all metallic drills. Holy moly! And I want to do this painting with metallics, a lot of metallics. So first oh my God, you guys, this one is indigo metallic. How gorgeous is that? Now, if you're not familiar with diamond painting, it's all these little diamonds, as you can see from here, that go onto a painting one at a time. Sometimes I multi-place. I put more than one at a time, but they're usually just a resin piece, a little piece of square resin. But these happen to have an iridescent coating on them that makes them extra sparkly, and the metallic ones, oh, they're just gorgeous. So those are the indigo. Here's just regular blue, metallic, next to the indigo, the dark blue. Oh, so gorgeous. And of course, for St. Patrick's Day, oh, wait a minute. Let me show you the other blue that I got. This one's called Sky Metallic. Look at those blues. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to start adding these to the painting. Then I got this Shamrock Green Metallic. Would you just die? Gorgeous. Then I got got into the pinks. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get to the pinks, I got a violet. There's violet. Red. Oh, red is stunning. And now we got the pinks. Here's regular pink. I love pink, as you can tell. Pink. Then we have magenta. And these are all metallics. If you go to the site, there's a whole section of metallics. And there is cranberry metallic. Look next to the red to offset the red, and then the pinks. You guys, like, I have this whole rainbow here. Oh my gosh. That leads me to a pot of gold. Yes. Anyway, if you want to check these out, and she has 30, 40, all different colors of metallic. Check those out because, God, I love metallic. She's got regular ones like silver, gold, and I use them all the time, the silver and the gold. But then she has all these colors that you just want to have in your stash. But I am going to be using them. What's the name of that painting? It's a Dreamer Design painting, and the name of it is escaping me. But I've got two of them. It's an artwork by Ciro Marchetti, and all of Ciro Marchetti's artwork just screams for special drills. Anyway, check out diamondpaintingdrills.com. Let me know what you think down in the description, and leave me a comment. Yes, I love your comments. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I will see you tomorrow in Crafting and Crime Daily. Bye, everybody.